Yes, I did get new glasses recently, thanks for noticing. So recently I made a video that clearly quite a few of you didn't like, because in that video I talked about what I thought was a pretty decent but overall average RTX 3080 Ti, but clearly quite a few took issue with that video. So what exactly happened? Was I wrong for once in my life? Was my judgment on this graphics card just incorrect? Well, I definitely missed one very big thing that fans of this card have definitely been pointing out. However, I mean, that does not change the fact that there is some major issues about this card, so let's get into it, shall we? So if you haven't watched that video, and you should, it's a good video. In that video I described the FTW3 Ultra as a fairly decent 3080 Ti that didn't really do anything special. It only had a mere 4 display outputs out back, it had fairly decent cooling, and it didn't really have anything super special going for it. But quite a few people took objection to that, and many people quickly rushed to tell me about something that this card can do that apparently no other 3080 Ti can. And that is that you can set its power limits all the way up to 450 watts, and that should make room for some fairly decent boost clocks and overclocking potential. And what kind of surprised me is how many people treated it as some ultimate argument against my verdict for this card in that video, even though there is a very big caveat to this fact about this graphics card. Now yes, that kind of power limit is very impressive on this card, especially for an air-cooled one, but that's the thing. There is a reason that people haven't attempted to raise the power limits that high on an air-cooled card, and that's because the benefits won't be as big as you might imagine. Especially since the power limits don't automatically translate to more performance, you also of course need to have the higher clocks and of course better cooling to even drive that kind of stuff. And even Tech Power Up themselves stated in their review of this card that it performs way hotter than the other RTX 3080 Ti's they tried out. And the best part is, EVGA aren't even the only company who attempted to raise the power limits that high. ASUS did it as well. But the difference is that ASUS did it on the liquid cooled card. The ROG RTX 3080 Ti Strix LC, and LC stands for liquid cooling if you have trouble keeping up. And from Tech Power Up's findings, this graphics card seems to benefit way more from having that insanely high power limit, simply because it has the cooling to really make use of it all. So I really understand this argument people made that this is some kind of saving grace for this card. Granted, the card is still really good without it. It is nice to have. There's other cards that also have this kind of high power limit, and they do the higher power limit way more justice because of the better cooling. And it's not even an EVGA fanboy thing as far as I can tell, because there's literally other cards in EVGA's lineup that also have this insanely high power limit. Those cards being the EVGA RTX 3080 Ti FTW3 Ultra Hybrid, which is called in a similar hybrid manner to the Strix LC from ASUS, and also the EVGA RTX 3080 Ti FTW3 Ultra Hydro, which is also a water-cooled card, but this one being intended for custom water loops. So are you sensing a pattern here? Yes, this feature is clearly more intended to be something for water-cooled cards. And if you just like EVGA's cards so much and you love what they've done with 3080 Ti, then there's clearly a much better alternative for the air-cooled version with the hybrid or water block ones. And one thing that EVGA has done great is that they have you covered no matter what kind of water cooling person you are. If you just want a nice aero solution, they have the hybrid version, and if you want a whole custom water cooling loop, then you also have the water blocked version. So there's pretty much a choice for everyone. Or hey, if you don't want to pay extra for the water blocked version straight from EVGA, you could always just grab the standard EVGA one and then just buy an aftermarket water block from someone like EK. That's an option. So this rabbit hole I delved into regarding the whole matter of the power limit on the FTW3 Ultra kind of just reinforced to me that, I mean, it is a cool feature, but this is clearly the worst card you can get if you really want to have it and you want to use it to its fullest potential. And even in EVGA's own lineup, there's cards that do it much better. Now granted, if you don't care about overclocking or raising power limits, you can just use the card and not care about that feature at all. That is absolutely fine. It's still a great standalone card without that. But like I said in my original video, there's still quite a few good options for you to consider. And I also have to put some of the blame for all of this on EVGA's own marketing, because they really haven't gone out of the way to make sure people know that their card has such an insanely high power limit, because I haven't seen them advertise this in any marketing material they've done for this card, even though it seems like a feature you'd want everyone to know about, because it is pretty cool. There, I win the argument, now get out. I'm just joking, of course. Fans of this card are naturally also very welcome on this channel. We welcome everyone. as long as you're willing to subscribe. Otherwise, get out. Definitely let me know what your thoughts on this card from EVGA are now that I made 2 videos on the topic. And if you wanted to make 4 videos talking about the other EVGA FTW3 Ultra cards, then definitely let me know down in the comments below as well. And hey, if you're still here and you're not too mad at me, then maybe check out my Patreon down in the video description below, because even $1 a month truly goes a long way in helping out this channel, so I can make more fun videos for you and others and hopefully not make people as mad. I'd also love to thank my existing patrons Gavin Burns, Ryan LKB, Meg Sumner, Blake the Rake, Shane Allcraft and Lance B. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see more of you on our list in the future, because again, it truly helps the channel a lot. Down there's also our Amazon Associates links if you want to buy yourself a PSU that will be able to drive these power hungry cards. Down there's also a Discord server if you want to tell me how wrong I am there. Plus also down there's our social media links. But anyway, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.